Okay guys, so with this video we're just going to look real quick at what exit from a market looks like. Okay, so we're starting in our long run equilibrium. Here's our market graph. We got P star and Q star, our equilibrium price and quantity. Here we have the representative firm. So the setup is exactly the same as before. Okay, each firm is earning a normal profit. Price is equal to average total cost, and little q star is the quantity that each firm produces, and that's found by looking at the intersection of marginal cost and marginal revenue. All right, so here what we're going to have happen is a decrease in demand for the good. All right, so there's a decrease in population, a decrease in income, preferences change, any of those types of things. So when demand decreases, we get this shift to the left. So there's D1. All right, so here is our short run price. So I'm going to call it P star short run. And here is our quantity, Q star, we'll say short run. Okay? And when this market price falls, well, what happens over here? That price falls too, right? So we have P star short run, and there's our demand marginal revenue curve in the short run. I think in the previous video I forgot to say demand equals marginal revenue, but they're the same curve. Okay, so in this case, marginal revenue equals marginal cost at this point. So here's our little q star in the short run, and notice that average total cost is definitely greater than price here. So this area right here, that is the loss. So we have, in the short run, price is less than ATC, so we're looking at economic loss, right? The loss per unit is the difference between average total cost and price, and then that whole area is total loss, okay? So in the short run, the number of firms is fixed, so each firm that is in the market, they're going to be suffering a loss, right? And there's nothing they can do about it. Once we get to the point where we're in the long run, okay, then what we're going to find is that firms are going to start to exit the market, right? Because if they're suffering this loss, then they know they can do better at their next best option. So we're going to see exit occur, which means that supply is going to decrease, right? Because the number of firms in the market is going to fall. So once again, I'm just going to I'm going to jump to the end. All right, so we're going to have S1, and here we have our intersection. It's going to be Q star 1, and notice that we're back at the same equilibrium price. So coming back over to this graph, we're going to see this demand marginal revenue curve shift back up, and let's get rid of this loss here. All right, and each firm is going to produce the same quantity as was being produced originally. So in the long run, we end up with price equal to average total cost. All right, so we have that normal profit, and we have, let's see, quantity is lower, the market quantity is lower than it was before, and each firm is producing the same quantity that was initially being produced. We just have fewer firms in the market. Okay, so when we have short run loss, once we get to the long run, we're going to see firms exiting. That exit is going to continue, and as it occurs, it drives that supply curve to the left, right? And that causes the price to rise. So it continues until we reach the point where price is equal to average total cost. Once we are at that point, there's no need for any more firms to exit because they're earning a normal profit, right? And so what we've seen in both of these scenarios that I've shown you is that in the long run, it doesn't matter what happens in the short run. In the long run, a competitive firm is going to earn a normal profit.